Hey guys, so Alert here, back again with another review, and today I'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys of Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we are taking a look at the mighty Shao Kahn. He is part of the Mortal Kombat 11 line from the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. And I gotta say, Shao Kahn was always one of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat, so it's nice to finally get a figure of him. And shout out to my family down south in Florida for the hookup on this guy. Got him as a birthday present, along with Baraka. So I'll be taking a look at him in the next couple of days. But we're not talking about all that. We're talking about Shao Kahn. And this is one of those McFarlane figures that's a pretty decent value for 20 bucks. He is massive. You can see him in my hand here. If he ain't an 8-inch figure, I'll make cheese for you. That's an Animaniacs reference if anyone gets that. An episode about Orson Welles, or a parody of Orson Welles. I don't know. We're talking about Shao Kahn. Awesome 90s animated television shows. Looks awesome. I don't know if you can see into his little eye holes on his mask there, but he's got little red eyes. They look pretty good. Again, you probably can't see that. I'd have to shine a light in there. But, blinded by the light. He does have little red eyes in there. It looks pretty sweet. And then he's got all this armor. He's got this spiked shoulder piece over here. He's got some shoulder pauldrons going on. He's got a little tunic piece here. Kind of a cape thing going on. And he's got his bare chest, so he's all about suns out, guns out, skies out, thighs out. Excuse me. He's got some skulls here and there. I think he's got skulls on his knees and on his belt somewhere. Feels stupid if he didn't. Maybe he doesn't. But I'm used to him having skulls in other places than just his face, but maybe he doesn't. Oh, right here he's got some little faces on his shin guards, I believe. We'll just call them faces because it's hard to be wrong there. Then he's got spikes on his shoes, his little sandals. And on his arm over here, he's got some more spikes. And I will say, spikes on this figure are sharp. So be careful with that. You don't want to prick your finger trying to play with your toys. Hashtag don't break yourself trying not to break your toys. That's a new one. But what is it? Shao Kahn's always one of those characters. It's like you think he's going to be the serious bad guy, but then, what is it, Mortal Kombat 9? When you fight him, he's constantly throwing his hammer at your face and telling you you suck. He's all, you suck. Good times. But articulation on this guy, it's pretty good, all things considered. He's got a double ball peg in the head, so you can get all kinds of range. He can look down really far. You can look up a little bit. You can tilt side to side and rotate side to side. You can't snap his neck and kill him. There's too much stuff getting in the way, but, you know, whatever. And his horns on his helmet are a little bit softer, but, again, pretty stiff plastic there. Shoulders move forward and back, as well as in and out. He does have the butterfly joint, but it is hindered a bit. He does also have a bicep swivel, which on this guy is a little bit more ball jointy than I prefer, but whatever, it's not that big a deal. There we go. It's difficult to get that final pop in. He does have double jointed elbows, which do work. They are just, again, stiff at the bottom. But you can get him to move. He can punch himself in his own face. Punch himself in his own face. There you go. That is that. He's got a hinge in the wrist with a swivel on both ends. I will say this wrist is a lot more hindered. I have it in the up and down position right now. You can literally see I only get about one notch out of that. Maybe two. So that's pretty limited over there. Diaphragm joint works okay. It's pretty hindered because of all the stuff going on, but it can swivel. It can hinge forward and back a little bit. I try to keep mine hinge forward. Just looks a little bit more natural that way. Moving his arm out of the way though. I will say this shoulder pad is a softer material and is not connected to anything up at the top of the shoulder. But at the same time, you're going to want to be careful with that. You don't want to mess up the paint or anything trying to move that shoulder around. So it does hinder the shoulder a little bit. His hips, though, can kick in and out a little bit. Kick forward and back. He's got, he did have a thigh. He's got a little quiver of a thigh cut. Nothing crazy. He's got a double jointed knee, which I think he can almost kick his... What species is Shao Kahn? He kind of looks like an orc without his mask thingy on. Again, you want to be careful with these spikes. They're going to hurt you before you hurt them. But he looks like an orc without his mask on. He does have a swivel at the foot, though, with a hinge. And a rocker. And a toe joint, which is kind of loose on this guy. So not too great there, but he does have 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Which leads us into the accessories. Because like a lot of the figures in this Mortal Kombat line, he does not come with a lot. Especially the figures I like from this line don't come with a lot. I know how Raiden got like extra hands and a staff and lightning effects and stuff. And everyone else just got the shaft. But whatever, I guess. I mean, he is a main character, so I guess maybe that's why. But he does come with the standard Mortal Kombat stand with the Mortal Kombat logo on it. That's slightly off-center. Kind of weird. Kind of drives my OCD nuts, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then he also comes with his mighty hammer, which he used to throw at people and tell them they sucked. I said that earlier. It's nice. It is a little bit soft for my taste. I wish this was just stiff plastic, but helps you not break it. But getting it into his hand here, I always like to put it into this hand because it's a bit of a tighter grip. And there you go. Here he is with his hammer. Looks cool holding it, I think. I gotta say though, I know I say this about a lot of figures, but if any kind of one-off figures got a good shot of getting into the top 10 of the year, I'm going to say so far, because I don't know if this guy would last until the end of the year. I would say this dude has a pretty good shot at that, because he's just so freaking massive. And with that being said, that leads us into the next segment of this review. We're going to take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, and you can see that Shao Kahn absolutely towers over the likes of Baraka, also from Mortal Kombat 11. Review of that coming up in the next couple of days, as well as the Marauder from Doom Eternal, which made my top 10 action figures of the year last year. Kinda wish I put him higher now that I've messed with him a little bit more, but what can you do? Up next, here he is next to a couple of DC Multiverse figures. Got the Arkham Origins, Deathstroke, and Batman, and as you can clearly see, he absolutely towers over these guys as well. And last but certainly not least, got our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and Spawn, also from Mortal Kombat 11, and in true Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn fashion, he is almost as tall as the figure we're reviewing, at least in this case. Most of the time he is taller, but as you can see, these guys could probably go toe-to-toe, and I'm not going to lie, Spawn would probably kick the crap out of Shao Kahn. But with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while I do say this a lot about a lot of figures it seems this year, in this case, I feel like this guy has a pretty good shot at being in the top 10 figures of the year towards the end of the year, just because of how ornate, how intricate, how massive he is. I mean, this dude's like an 8-inch figure, and for 20 bucks, you can't beat that, man. We're going back to the days of stuffing Malbolgias into standard size packaging here. Well, maybe not that far, but we're getting close to Devastator territory, which makes me excited to maybe see a Goro in this line at some point, I should say. Because, well, McFarlane's good at doing monsters, and that would be a really cool monster character to do. Just saying. But this makes me excited to get more characters in this line. I want to see a Kano. I want to see a Jax. I want to see, I don't know, a Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, Melina, all kinds of other characters. I want to see those in this line. I'm not sure how deep this line's going to go or how long it's going to keep going, but if they stop doing figures from this game, I'd like to see characters from the other games. I believe Mortal Kombat 10, was it, had Ferrator, who was like a big dude with a little dude that rode on his back that had two twin sword dagger thingies. That would be sick to get that dude. I don't think anyone made him. But yeah, this figure makes me excited for this line. I do want to pick up the Noob Saibot and Cabal figures that just kind of came out. They're starting to hit a little bit here and there. But yeah, I really like the looks of those two. Those would be really fun to have. I'd kind of pose around kicking some butt. But as you can clearly tell with the Mortal Kombat stuff, I like the villains more. Sue me. But yeah, Shao Kahn here is a fantastic figure. I love the sculpt. I love the look of this guy. And I would be down to see a more classic, traditional Shao Kahn in the future if McFarlane can branch out and do versions of these characters from other games. I know that's kind of Storm Collectibles' shtick right now. But yeah, they're a little bit expensive for me. Was Mataro in Mortal Kombat 11? The Centaur Demon guy? Kind of cool to get a figure of him as well. But with that being said, I'm going to say if you like Mortal Kombat, you're probably going to like this figure. It's got the typical McFarlane issues, I'll say. The feet, a little bit tricky to get the hang of. And yeah, the lack of a thigh cut. Well, the lack of a very good thigh cut anyways. It's not terrible, though. At least it's there. It's present. And then the one wrist on mine being kind of stiff and hard to maneuver. It's nothing too difficult to get around, I'll say. It's pretty easy to manage. And then the shoulder pad on the right arm does kind of hinder a little bit of movement. But it is a soft kind of PVC material. So it will pretty much get out of your way. I'll also say his hammer is a little bit soft. And then the spikes, they're sharp. Be careful with that. But yeah, it sounds like it's got some problems, but at the same time, they're nothing insane. I mean, this thing kicks the shit out of any Marvel Legends sitting on the pegs right now. It is a fantastic piece, and I really do like it. When I say any Marvel Legends, I mean the subpar ones at least. Jeez, don't get all butthurt in the comments on me. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Stay tuned, we're going to be looking at Baraka next. Because, yeah. And as always, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for live unboxing videos of all kinds of stuff. And I actually did do one of this guy and Baraka. That was the last one I did before my girlfriend got the madness several weeks ago, and it's almost a month ago now. It's the end of May, and that happened in the end of April. Well, no, it's actually the beginning of June. It's the end of May is the time I'm recording this. It's like the last week of May, so I'm a little bit flustered with dates as far as the upload schedule and the recording times go. But yeah, it's been a while since I did one of those. I don't think I've done one since then. Just had a lot of stuff going on at that time, and now we're kind of back to the regular shtick. We've kind of been back. I did take a little bit of time off in between the last review I did, then the Aether wave of Mythic Legions, and then what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks now. But yeah, Overlord's real life is kind of shit, not gonna lie. But again, like I said in the Lady Death video, I had someone help me through the bullshit that is dealing with literally the same thing that happened a year ago to a friend of mine. So yeah, sucks to be Overlord in real life, but at least he's doing videos, right? Either way, and in case you do miss the live unboxings, that was a bit morbid. And in case you do miss the live unboxings, I do upload them to IGTV afterwards, so you can watch them in their full train wreck glory. You know the drill. But as always, don't forget to leave a comment. Comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you like this figure, if you don't like this figure, if you want this figure, if you don't want this figure, if you're jonesing for this figure, or if you're going to pass on this figure. I say if you want a cool Shao Kahn, and you can't afford the Storm one, especially now, I think it's like crazy secondary market prices, definitely get this guy. 20 bucks, solid deal. Again, shout out to my family down in Florida for the hookup on this one. This was a birthday present, so really appreciate that. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially mine. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later, hopefully again on a less somber note. Kind of depressing videos lately. Jeez.